Friday at 10 a.m. on ACNN as we go in depth into every issue that impacts our lives, our communities, and our country.
Hello and welcome to News Update on Acnn TV. It was a sad day for many Lagos residents after a high-rise building collapsed in the Highbrow neighboring of Ikoyi, trapping many persons. The building was said to be under construction before it caved in and crumbled, shattering the dreams of those caught within it. At least 3 bodies have been recovered from the site as rescue operations intensified into Monday night. There were efforts by emergency rescue officials from Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, Lagos State Building Control Agency, the police and others who climbed the rubble as part of attempts to rescue the trapped victims. Lagos State Deputy Governor Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, who led emergency responders to the site, lamented non-adherence to physical planning law by developers in the state. Hamzat assured the people that the government will do what it can to rescue all those stuck in the building. The Nigerian army has linked the killings and insecurity in the southeast to the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, and Eastern Security Network, ESN. Brigadier General Onyema Nwachukwu, the Director, Army Public and ESN, of killing innocent people and destroying properties of those believed to be against them. He pointed out that IPOB carried out those arsons in the southeast only to turn around to accuse soldiers of such actions. Nwachukwu disclosed this while addressing journalists in Abuja on the ongoing army exercise across Nigeria. The army spokesman said members of IPOB and ESN operatives recently destroyed properties of people at Izombe community of Uguta local government area of Imo State. Gunmen have attacked the staff quarters of the University of Abuja in the Federal Capital Territory, abducting 7 persons. The attack, which occurred early hours on Tuesday, where the assailants abducted 7 persons, comprising some staff of the institution and their family members. Chairman of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, Uni Abuja chapter, Dr. Kazim Umaru, who confirmed the incident and the adoption to newsmen, said those adopted were identified as Professor Obansa and his son, Professor Oboskolo, his son and daughters, as well as Sambo Mohammed and Dr. Tobins, as he calls on all for prayers for their safe return. The incident was said to have occurred at about 1 a.m. at the senior staff quarters in Giri and Gogolada Area Council of the nation's capital. India has promised to cut its emissions to net zero by 2070, missing a key goal of the COP26 summit for countries to commit to reach that target by 2050, as Prime Minister Narendra Modi made the pledge, saying this is the first time India has set a net zero target at the Glasgow summit. Meanwhile, China also has announced plans for carbon neutrality by 2060, while the US and EU aim to hit net zero by 2050, as dozens give speeches laying out goals to tackle the climate crisis, including UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, US President Joe Biden, and UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres. And on sports news now, the Nigerian Football Federation, NFF, has disclosed that the Super Eagles will open their camp for the 2022 World Cup qualifier against Lone Stars of Liberia on November 8th. Liberia will host Nigeria in Morocco on November 11th. NFF's media director Ademola Olajire told newsmen that arrangements are on for successful execution of the World Cup qualifiers against Liberia and Cape Verde, adding the players will converge in Morocco on November 8th. Also speaking on the World Cup qualifiers, Super Eagles media officer Femi Raji said the team is also taking their final game against Cape Verde, billed for November 14th in Lagos, very serious to ensure Nigeria ends the group stage strongly. Meanwhile, former Super Eagles coach Christian Chukwu has urged the team to avoid compliancy in their last two group games of the qualifiers, saying a strong finish could instill fear in the psyche of the country's next opponents. He has expressed optimism that Nigeria can book its World Cup tickets because of the quality of players in the team. So that's it for the news update. Thanks for joining us. I am Zubichi Frank. Bye.